Hello friends, Mrinalini Dapke here. Today I have brought yet another interesting story for you, penned by Soumya Bharti. Soumya Bharti is from Bangalore. She is an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. She is currently on long maternity break and is pursuing her lifelong passion for writing. She is active on platforms like Momspresso, Women's Web, and she has her own blog and a self published book on Kindle. The name of the story, written by Soumya, is Marigold Blooms. Aya, here are some marigold flowers for the Lord, Chengamma says, handing over a small bamboo basket full of flowers to me. I take the flowers from her hand and start my morning rituals. It has become a routine for us now since a couple of years. Chengamma comes even before me, early in the morning. She sweeps the temple premises, collects all the areca and banana leaf prasadam cups, fruits and coconut pieces strewn all around, and puts them away. She always carries a basket of flowers with her for the Lord and waits for me to hand them over. I have been a priest in this temple for 25 years now, and I have never seen a person with so much devotion. As I start the puja, she sits in a corner, sometimes with eyes closed and sometimes uttering prayers, completely unaware of anything happening around her. After Aarti, I hand over a big cup of prasadam to her, which she eats silently sitting at the backyard of the temple. She then sits near the old banyan tree for hours with her eyes closed as if in deep meditation, only to reappear during evening Aarti time. She then sweeps the temple one more time, accepts one of the fruits I give her, and again goes into oblivion, only to appear the next morning. The first time she ever came to the temple was about 3 years ago. I saw a frail looking woman of about 60 years seated in the temple premises for hours. She looked distraught, and I sensed she was in some kind of pain. Yet I am not the kind of person who questions anyone, so I just offered her a cup of prasadam which she ate eagerly. I gave her yet another cup, but she flatly refused, saying she had already had her share. Next day morning again she was in the temple, this time sweeping the floor. This scenario repeated for a week, and other people started noticing that she was coming every day. Nobody knew anything about her except for the fact that she was not from this village. This was enough to set tongues wagging. People created stories about her family and background, and just like spider's web, wove more and more false stories around the lies. But she maintained a stoic silence. Why are you letting her inside the temple? Some people asked. Who am I to let her? God is for everyone, I would answer back. I sometimes laugh at this human folly. We come into this world with nothing and go with absolutely nothing too. Everything that we have is given to us by the Creator, and Mother Earth is generous enough to let us live in her world. So, where does the question of ownership of anything arise? What right do we have to take away anybody's right to worship? I do not want to know who she is or where she is from. All that I want to tell her is that if she wants to serve the Lord, she is in the right place. And her willingness to serve is evident at the temple premises. Aya, can I grow some plants in the backyard of this temple at that far corner? She asks me. I nod my head in affirmative. I feel amused that she is asking permission for such a simple thing. In my family, 4 generations of men, starting from my great grandfather, have served this small temple located in outskirts of the village as priests. So everyone in the village thinks it is my family inheritance, as no one knows who built this temple. But I have no delusions about owning a place where it is believed that the Lord resides. This temple is so old that its walls are made out of stone and mud. But even if the walls are cracking, the belief has just grown stronger within these walls. The deity here is believed to be so powerful that people come from even neighboring villages here to pray for their wishes to get fulfilled. Some want children, others want prosperity, but most want what they envision to be a better life in their heads. I once told Chengamma, you can ask for anything here and your wish will come true. She replied back saying, Aya, I accept whatever life Lord has given me. What more can I ask for? I just pray for happiness, peace, and prosperity for everyone with a smile on her lips. Only few have the wisdom that she seems to possess. I see that she is spending more and more time digging the earth and planting the seeds, watering the earth with her trembling hands and wobbling feet. A week of persistent monsoons follow. With a bout of fever, cold and cough, I spend almost entire week at home, unable to go to the temple. When I get back, Chengama is not waiting with flowers. I presume she might have fallen sick as well. The monsoons are lashing everywhere, with people being unable to even come out of their houses. So I sweep the temple and move on to my daily routine. But she does not turn up the next day as well, and the day after that too. Surprised by her absence, I ask people around as to whether they have seen anywhere or heard anything about her. No one knows anything. But the next week, this news trickles in slowly about how someone found a body of an old woman lying under the trees at the entrance of the forest. A few generous men then cremated the unclaimed body. I do not want to know whether it was her. A part of me weeps for the lost soul, while another part of me is relieved that she has finally reached the feet of God. As I remember her devotion these couple of years, my eyes fill with tears. Just then, I go to the backyard, and at the far corner where she spent most of her time in what were the last days of her life, there is a burst of green saplings with gold and yellow marigold flowers. As I go near them, I can sense her presence amidst those flowers and saplings. She is gone, but these marigold blooms will linger as her last offering to the Lord. So, guys, how did you like the story? Please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel. We'll be back with a new story. Till then, keep listening, keep spreading the joy of stories. Take care, and goodbye.